Hello all, welcome back to the lecture series of Python, and this series we'll be touching Python from the very basics. In the last video, we actually covered the basics of Python, and in this video, we will be covering arithmetic operators, Boolean, logical operators, relational operators, and membership operator. And I will create a separate video for specifically bitwise operator because I don't want this video to be very long. So the link for the previous video and the link for the upcoming video will be there in this description of the video. So let's get going with arithmetic operators. So basically, let me just create 2 or 3 variables for arithmetic operations: x equals to 5, y equals to 10, and let's say z is equals to 15. And let's say you want the sum of these 3 operators. So it is as simple as writing x plus y plus z, and then you run shift enter. Sorry, then you hit shift enter and you get 30, because that is the sum of 55 plus 10 plus 15. So let's say you want the difference of 2 numbers. So it is as simple as writing x minus y. If you want the division of 2 numbers, x by y, and let's say if you want the multiplication of 2 numbers, it is x asterisk y. So these are the very basic addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, arithmetic operators, right? So now let's focus 3 more operators which are actually required to give more explanation. So if you see, if I'm dividing x by y, so x is 5 and y is 10, so 5 by 10 is 0.5. But what if I write x // y? I get 0. So what is the difference between single forward slash and double forward slash? So when we use single forward slash, so we are simply dividing x by y. But with double forward slash, it is actually called flow division. Flow division. And what is the purpose of this? Basically, flow division gives out the whole number part only. So let's say if your answer is 1.5, you will only get 1. Let's say your answer is 3.9, you will only get 3. So if I write print x by z, so I get 0.333. So if I do the flow division, technically I should get 0 and I get 0. So that's how flow division works. Now let's talk about the remainder operator, or specifically modulus operator. So what is that modulus operator? So the modulus operator is the percentage sign. So it is x percentage y. So when you divide x with y, so it gives out the remainder, the remaining part of the division, right? So it is 5. Why it is 5? Because I'm dividing x by y, and x is 5 and y is 10. So remainder operator, modulus operator or remainder operator gives out the remainder if and only if x is greater than y. If and only if x is greater than y. That is, numerator should be greater than denominator. Then only you will get the remainder. Otherwise, if the numerator is smaller than the denominator, you will get the remainder as the numerator itself. So let's say I write print, instead of using the variables, let's say I write 3%4, sorry, 9%4. So technically I should get remainder 1, because 4 to the 8 and then I'm left with 1 only. So, and if I write 4%9, that is 4 modulo 9. So it is 4. As I mentioned, if the numerator is smaller than the denominator, you will get the numerator as the remainder itself. So this is what is modulus operator. Now let's talk about the exponential. So how you raise to the power, right? So print, let's say I want x to the power. Let me just print out the value of x. So x is 5. Let's say you want to print out the square of 5, right? So how do you do that? Instead of single asterisk, we use double asterisk. Single asterisk is for multiplication, double asterisk is for exponential. So you write 2, so you get 5 to the power 2. So the syntax is like x star star y. So x is the base and y is the power. Let's say you want the square root of 2. You want the square root of 2. So how do you write that? 2 star star, and in bracket you can write 1 by 2, because the square root, the power of square root is 1 by 2. Or you can simply write 0.5, because 1 by 2 is 0.5, and you get the square root, which is 1.414. So that's how we can use exponential operator. So these were the arithmetic operators. Now let's talk about two more keywords that are really important. So those keywords are Boolean keywords, true and false. So if I print out the value of true, I mean, if I just print true, so you will get true only. But what if I write, if I print true plus true? So what do I get? What do I get? I get 2 because Python treats true as 1 and false as 0. And make sure you always type, you always use the T for true to be capital, because Python is case sensitive. If you write small t, if you use small t, then you will get a syntax error. That is a name error. Name true is not defined. So Python is case sensitive. So please make sure that you use exact keywords. So true plus true is 2. So because again, let me just tell you, true means 1 and false means 0. So if I write, print false plus true, I will get 1 because false means 0 and true means 1. So that is what are Boolean keywords. And why I'm telling you this, because these are actually the results of the further operators we'll be discussing. So, okay, so we are done with arithmetic operators, we have Boolean operators. Now let's talk about the AND operator, and or not. These are logical operators exactly. So what do we mean by AND? So let's say you have two conditions and you want those conditions to be met simultaneously. So if you want all the conditions to occur simultaneously, then you will use AND operator. So what do I mean by that? Let's say true and true. True means the event is happening, right? So one event is happening, another event is happening. I want both of them to be happening. So how do I make sure that if they both are happening together, I use the AND operator. So true and true means true. And let's say if one event is happening and one event is not happening, so what do I get? True and false is false. And again, obviously it is commutative, so false and true and false both are same. So ultimately, if true and false is false, so false and true will also be false. And as you might have guessed, false and false will be false. So the AND operator will only give you true, or you can say we will only get 1 if all the conditions are true or all the conditions are 1. If any of the condition is false, if any of the condition is 0, then we get the result as 0 or false. Now the OR operator is totally opposite of AND operator. So what do I mean by that? OR operator is basically when you have multiple conditions and you want at least one of them to be true. If you don't get it, let me just explain you. Let's say one condition is true and other condition is false, but you want at least one of them to be true. So how do I make sure? How do you make sure if one of the condition is true? You use the AND operator, true or false. If one of the condition is true, you will get true. If one of the condition is 1, you will get 1. So true or false is false, and ultimately false or true will also be true. True or true will be true, and false or false will be false. So now you see the AND operator and OR operator are totally opposite. In AND operator, if any of the condition is false, you will get the result as false. But in OR operator, if any of the condition is true, you get the result as true. So that is how AND and OR operator works. Now let's talk about the NOT operator, which is also a logical operator. NOT operator is also called the negation operator. And as you might have guessed, negation means when you want to negate something, when you want the opposite of something. So let's say I write, let me just print not true. So what is the answer? The answer will be false because I want not true. So what if it is not 1? It will be 0. And what if it is not false? It will be true. So if you want to negate the result, let's say you want something particular, but let's say you want opposite of that, you can just add not operator behind it. Okay, so that's how not operator works. And in future we'll be discussing every time we do not like, so sometimes we have in situations where we use not operator after the condition. Let's say for what do I mean by that? Sometimes I will be using not operator further. Here I'm using before the keyword, and in some condition we'll be discussing in future, don't worry about it. In some condition we'll be using the not operator after the situation, or sorry, after the condition. Okay, so we are done with the arithmetic operators, Boolean operators, logical operators. Now let's move about move to relational operators, right? So relational operators, as the name suggests, they talk about the relation and they only give out result as true or false. That is it. So let's say, let me just print out the values of x, y, and z. So, x is 5, y is 10, and z is 15. Let's say I want to know, I don't know the value of x and y, right? I want to know if x is greater than y. I just simply write x greater than y. It is false because 5 is not greater than 10. So I get the result of relational operators in terms of booleans, either true or false. And if I write x is less than y, I get true. If I write x is less than equals to y, so why we are getting true? X is not equals to y. So when you just pronounce it, when you just try to read it, it is x is less than or equal to y. So as we have discussed or operator, the same ideology works here. It is either of the condition, either it is less or it is equal. So let's say if I write x is less than equals to 5, then also you will get true because x is not less than but is equals to 5. So either of the condition is true. And also it will work with greater than or equal to. Again, the same thing. Either of the condition should be true. Now let's talk about, let's say you want to know if x has a value of 5. You don't know the value of x, but you want to know, you want to check if x has a value of 5. So you can compare the value of x. How you do that? With the comparison operator. X double equals to 5. So in this statement, we are basically checking if x is equals to 5 or not. Again, it will be a true or false output. So it is true. That means because x has a value 5 and 5 is double equals to 5. Let's say I want to check if x is not equals to 5. So I'll write x exclamation mark not equals to. This is the sign of not equals to. X is not equals to 5. So we get false because actually x is equals to 5. And in this condition, in this statement, we are actually checking is x not equals to 5, and that is not true. So we'll get false. So these were the relational operators in Python, that is greater than equals to, less than equals to, greater than, less than, double equals to, not equals to. Now let's talk about the last operator for this video, that is the membership operator. And to explain you how membership operator works, I need to create a string. So let me just create a sample string. Let me just create Python is really cool and popular. Okay. Yeah. So let's say I want to check if the cool word is there in this particular string, if cool word is there in this particular string or not. So I just write cool in sample. So basically this statement is checking if cool is there in sample, if cool is there in sample. So this in operator is known as the membership operator. And again, it will give the output as true or false, and that is it. So cool in sample, but cool in sample, because the cool word is there in the sample. Let's say I want to check if the word bad is there in sample. So bad in sample, because bad is not there in sample, it is false. So that's how the membership operator works. So in this video, we almost covered arithmetic operators, not almost, we actually covered arithmetic operators, Boolean operators, logical operators, relational operators, and membership operator. In the upcoming video, we'll be talking about bitwise operator, and we'll be talking about assignment operators as well. So please stay tuned and make sure you watch the next video as well. And please share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.